There's been a lot of discussion around the spell Spike Growth in D&D and the ability to drag enemies through it to forcibly damage them, but there are other options for using movement offensively. I'd like to introduce you to a build that I call Maxi, the Tabaxi Attack Taxi. The premise of the build is you build a Tabaxi open hand monk focused on movement speed and the grappler feat. In the 2024 rules, Grappler allows you to move a grapple at full speed instead of half speed. You can already see where I'm going with this. If your character can move fast enough, you can grab enemies and drag them far enough away from combat that they stop being a threat. So, in an encounter where you're facing multiple enemies, like let's say you're just facing two enemies, you as the monk run in, grab one of your enemies, run away, drop them, and then run back in the space of one turn. And you have now effectively halved the enemies that you were fighting. You effectively cut an encounter in half and saved the rest of it for later while you deal with whatever is left. This is an incredibly powerful way to isolate enemies and force them to spend potentially multiple turns running back to the encounter if they rejoin the encounter at all. And once your party has dealt with the other enemies that are still in the encounter, you can go take care of the isolated threat much more safely. But you can also use this on your party. In the 2024 rules, they've clarified that you can willingly fail a saving throw. So, what you can do is you can grapple two of your allies and then drag them with you when you run into combat. This is fantastic for dragging allies out of grapples, out of dangerous positions, bringing them to vulnerable targets, and dropping melee allies effectively on top of your enemies. Starting at level 10, when martial arts and your focus abilities improve, when you use Step of the Wind, you can bring a willing ally with you when you move. So you can grapple two allies, use Step of the Wind for a third, and transport yourself and three party members effectively at your full speed, potentially dashing twice in the same turn, and then using feline agility to move a total of 6 times your incredibly high speed in the space of one turn. You can move through dangerous areas, you can run past encounters, you can run away from enemies. Whatever you need in the situation, you can use that mobility to your advantage.